Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to the Swindler's Minute. I'm here as the Swindler, although you can call me Castaspella. Today we're going to talk about Cad Bane, who confidently carries his pair of LL-30 blaster pistols onto the holotables of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Most veterans of the game already have Cad Bane, since he is a super easy farm in the Galactic Warshop, but even if you don't have a single shard for this red-eyed, blue-skinned Duros, it can take as few as 22 days to go from 0 to 7 stars. Now, easy farmability is a fairly common thread for scoundrels. Cad Bane has several valuable elements to his kit. Now, factoring in his 55% chance to double tap, his basic Gunslinger dishes out an above average 8,066 base damage, and coupled with up to 30% turn meter gain, or an average of just over 11.5% turn meter gain, his basic really is above average overall, and it's quite strong if you're looking for a basic with a high damage potential. Now his special move, Stun Gloves, packs a pretty good punch at 5990 base damage, but most importantly, it includes a single target stun and a meaningful turn meter reduction in a nice, unavoidable package with a tidy 3-turn cooldown. The fact that this stun can punch right through evasion and foresight is amazingly helpful given how regularly I see those foresight characters such as R2-D2 and Kenobi. Now his leader, Hunter's Reflexes, isn't generally useful, although in a pinch he could do a little work in front of some scoundrels in the raid. Now that said, he along with 88 and Greedo don't hold a candle to Bubba's lead when going full bounty hunter, so his leader ends up being of little relevance. Jedi Hunter, his unique, will magnify crit damage output to Jedi, which can help punch a hole right through Kenobi or Barriss. Now while situational, a huge number of strong teams do run the General Kenobi, and combine this with his ability to overcome foresight, Cad Bane is well built to address the all-too-common General Kenobi threat. And Jedi Hunter could also prove useful in future content, where we may find hordes of Jedi, or maybe he could be resurgent if we see a Jedi rework, or upon the release of Jedi Luke someday. Now for a few pros, he's got a high natural base crit chance, which has a super strong synergy with his unique. He's got a better health than most other bounty hunters. He's actually the second highest behind Dengar at 27,000 and change. And behind Boba Fett can pretty easily get to 50,000 or more health without compromising on mods. Now he also doesn't rely on AoE, which doesn't sound good at first glance, but keep in mind that's generally suicidal against a lot of team types, such as the Luke lead or a Rex. The final pro I'll mention here is that 2 of the 3 most common taunters, that is Old Ben and his younger self in General Kenobi, are both Jedi, so he's got a built-in advantage through his unique against many teams. Now for a few cons, first of all, I gotta say something about his base speed of only 113. That's lousy. But he does have that turn meter gain on his basic, so it can be somewhat overcome during longer battles. Now it's also partially mitigated because you do want to be using him behind your Bubba, so you get up to 75 additional speed from those debuffed enemies, and you can also, if you can manage to pull off the thermal detonators, you can get a 15% turn meter bump every time a detonator goes off. He also has a very low base protection of just 15,000, so it's really in the basement there. He's got a relatively low-end health steal of just 10%. That's tied for the lowest among the bounty hunters. And he's got unimpressive armor and resistance, which more or less is on par with Boba Fett, which is unimpressive by any measure. So a few conclusions here. In the bounty hunter team, Cad Bane can be used in credit heists, raids, dark side nodes, and even the cantina. Now regarding mods, since you will be using him in a bounty hunter team, I'd advise an all potency set. So 3 potency sets, use a speed arrow, crit damage triangle, potency cross, and in Cad Bane's case, it doesn't really matter whether you use a health or protection circle, so I would probably tend to want to give him a health circle because a lot of characters would prefer the protection there, and you probably have a lot better health circles just lying around to go ahead and toss on him. Now, also, he is a solid character in that bounty hunter team, but unfortunately he doesn't do much of anything else in other team types, except maybe the occasional kitchen sink raid team, where any 5 strong characters can do a few 100,000 damage. And the last thing I'll leave with you here is that the devs have teased Bounty Hunter, and as well as Thermal Detonator updates or passes in the past, so do keep an eye out for changes or additions to the bounty hunter lineup, or perhaps a Zeta on his leader, so that Cad starts crushing it as a leader for some reason. So to sign off, keep the cons concise and answer questions only if necessary. This has been the Swindler.